Hello children, today I have come up with a new chapter, that is life processes in biology. This is a very important chapter. First, to know what are life processes, we need to know the difference between living and non-living. Means, what are the characteristics that show that something is living? There should be something, some indication should be there, some activity should be there which show that a particular thing is living. Now, you see a plant outside. How you can say it is living? You can see the movement of leaves, the blooming of flowers, the increase in the size of the plant. Something will be there. You see a butterfly, it keeps on flying from one flower to another. You see an ant continuously moving from one place to another, it's very, very busy. Is it not? We see a bird flying. You see, every living organism shows some characteristics which show that it is living. So, you can say growth. Every living organism grows in size. A stool doesn't grow in size. This is a pen, marker. Does it grow in size? No. But a plant, say you sow one small seed in the soil and you water it. After a few days, a small seedling comes out. And you go on watering it, add manure. It increases in size. Like that, a dog lays puppies. Puppies are very tiny when they are born, but gradually their size increases. This we call as growth. Similarly, nutrition. What do you mean by nutrition? Nutrition means taking enough food. Every living organism needs food. Why every organism needs food? Because food is the source of energy. In order to get energy for all its activities, what all activities it is performing, it needs food. So taking food by any living organism we call as nutrition. What it gets from the food? It gets the nutrients. Different organisms are there. We have unicellular organisms like amoeba, yeast. We have multicellular organisms, maybe a roundworm, maybe a butterfly, maybe a cockroach, maybe a snail, maybe a starfish, maybe a rat, a cat, or a fish, or a frog. All these are multicellular organisms. So depending on their size, depending on their body structure, depending on their body constitution, depending on their activities, different organisms need different type of food and different quantity of food, right? So from that food it gets two things. One is it gets energy. Every living organ gets its energy for doing all the activities, and secondly it gets nutrients for its growth and replacement, repair, growth and repair you can say. Means what? Some cells keep on dying. They have a lifespan. Each cell has its own lifespan. So those cells have to be replaced by new cells. There is an injury. That injury has to heal up. Heal up means what? New cells will be produced by the body. So dead cell, old cells die, or the dead cell, the layer of dead cells on the injury after some time when it gets healed. Means what? Healing means what? New cells are produced. So, for growth and repair, nutrients are required. So, the nutrients are obtained by nutrition. So, two things. One is energy. Second is the nutrients for the growth and development or growth and repair of the body. Thirdly, respiration. Respiration is a chemical process. It is a chemical reaction that produces energy. How it produces energy? From the food that any living organism takes. Now, see, we continuously take in air. See, even if you are not doing any work, if you are lying down, then also we will be breathing. Breathing means what? We are taking in air and giving out air. Why we are taking in air? Because air is required to produce energy. Our body takes oxygen from the air that we inhale to produce energy. That's why whether we are doing any work or not, we are lying on the bed, we are not doing any work, but still breathing is taking place, and from breathing respiration is related. So breathing is taking in of air and giving out of air, but respiration is a chemical process that produces energy. Now, after taking the useful nutrients and after producing the energy, some waste is produced by any living organism, and those wastes are always harmful for the living organism. So throwing out of that waste is also equally important. Like taking in of food is important, throwing away of waste is also important, and that process we call as excretion. So wastes are produced by the body, nutrients are utilized by the body, then there should be some mechanism, some system of transporting all the useful nutrients and taking away the waste. Is it not? Because we are multicellular organism. Likewise, any multicellular organism needs some mechanism through which it gets the nutrients to all the cells, or some system that collects all the waste produced by the cells. This is done by the transport system or transportation or circulation we call. Right? So these are some characteristics or activities which distinguish a living from a non-living, and these continuously will be taking place in our body. So such activities which are required for the maintenance of life or continuation of the living organisms we call as life processes. All those activities which are necessary for the maintenance of life. Maintenance means what? Growth and repairing of all the cells will be there. Energy is required for the activities. To get energy, we need to take food. We need to throw away the waste from the body. We need to transport all the useful nutrients to the cells. Each and every cell needs nutrients, and each and every cell produces waste also. So that all is done by different activities. There are specialized cells in a multicellular organism, whereas in case of a unicellular organism, all these activities are performed by the same cell. That is the difference between unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. And let us discuss all these one by one. Alright? I will be discussing all these processes. We call them as systems. We call them as organ systems. Because in a multicellular organism, there are a set of cells. What we call as cell differentiation, cell organization. Okay? Cells form tissues, tissues form organs, organs form organ systems. So these are all, there are specific organ systems which perform each function in a highly developed organism like man. Alright, I'll discuss one by one in detail, okay, in next video. Thank you.